Hello students, and welcome back for another episode where your favorite Project Lead the Way instructor, Mr. Spaeth, helps you to make your train. So we are going to make today the smokestack. It just says stack, but I call it a smokestack. And we're going to use the revolve function again, just like we did with our linkage pin or our hitch peg. Except instead of drawing the whole cross-hatched area, I'm going to leave out these two holes for later. I'm just going to make those holes and extrude them in later. So I'm just going to make a section that goes straight up, over, has the little angle, back down, and then to our start position. So let's get started. What you want to make sure is that your project path is set so that whenever you start a new part, you are brought right to the folder you need to be, and it's saved. If we go save as, it's going to take you right to, or at least it should take you right to, your train folder. Or we're going to make the, let's just call it the stack. Okay, so we're going to start a 2D sketch. I am going to use the YZ plane today. And, you know, I know that the height of my smokestack is 1.75, so I'm just going to start there, 1.75. But then from there, you know, I really don't know everything. So I'm just going to make a picture that looks a little bit like it. Okay, now notice I did make these vertical and horizontal. This one also is horizontal, but I have this little angle here and a little angle there. From here, now that I have the general shape of what my smokestack should be, I'm going to start putting my dimensions on. So I know that this one here needs to be 0.25. And I know that if I go into my drawing, I notice the diameter of this bottom circle is 0.5. Well, I'm just drawing half of the picture, so I'm just going to have a radius. So 0.25 over. I'm also going to have 0.25 up. So I'm going to go right here, put a dimension there. This one's also going to be 0.25. And notice how it's changing my drawing to be exactly how it should be. Now, a couple other things that we need to put in here. We need to find this point right here. I know it's 1.5 up, so I can dimension that right away. So from this baseline to that point is 1.5. Notice I was pretty close. We also need to know how far over it is from this baseline. And here again, we're going to use our radius. So notice it tells us the diameter of this circle that goes all the way across and runs into our point right here. And what I need, though, is from this midpoint all the way out to this little point over here. So again, that's just a radius. So I'm going to take my 1.25 and divide it in half. I get 0.625. So I know then that if I take a dimension from here to that point, it should be 0.625. Right? And it looks like we're going to have to bring that point in just a little bit. All I did was grab it, right-clicked on it, and moved it. It was just a little too big for us. So the only thing I have left is this angle. It says 15 degrees from essentially going to be my point right here to a line that's straight up and down. So a line that's straight up and down to my point up there is going to be 15 degrees. So let me show you how to put that in there. I'm going to, again, grab a dimension. And I only really have one line that's going straight up and down. So I'm going to click on that one. And I'm going to click on my slanted line. Now notice here, my slanted line right now has an angle of 27.9 degrees. I want to change that to 15. Now there we have it. Everything is dimensioned just like our picture. Show them side by side for you. Same dimensions here, except we just don't have we don't have diameter dimensions. All we just have is a radius for both of these. So if you notice, radius right here, radius right there, height, again another height, and our angle. That's it. Everything's purple, so it's all constrained. We can finish. I can go to my revolve, My profile's already picked for me in blue. You can see because I don't have a little red arrow pointing on profile. So I'm looking for axis next. That's the one that's highlighted. I'm going to pick axis. And there we have it. Looks like everything's good. Click OK. We basically have the bulk of our smokestack. All we need to do now is put in 2 circles. These circles right here. My first one, I'm going to put in my small circle first. It's going to be 0.375 diameter, 1.5 inches deep. So let's go back and start a sketch on our top, starting with the circle in the middle. And I am on diameter. If you are not, make sure you right-click and click on diameter so that you have one instead of a radius. I said 0.375 diameter. There it is. Okay. Finish sketch. I'm going to extrude that, except I'm going to make it go the other way and cut material. I said 1.5 inches deep. You'll notice that looks just about right. Back to our picture. Yep, it should have went all the way down almost to the bottom. The next one I'm going to do, this is kind of like a countersink. It's just a bigger radius diameter, and it's not as far down. So I have a diameter of 0.875 and a depth of 0.375. So I'm going to do the same thing. Start a sketch right here. Make a circle with a radius of 0.875. Okay, finish sketch. I'm going to extrude that portion down. I'm going to cut it 0.375 deep. And there we have it. If you kind of look at our front side, I'm going to just grab that right there. We do have a countersunk hole, and then another hole that goes almost all the way down to the bottom. And that's our smokestack. Not too tough, as long as we know our revolve function. And if we learn just how to make a picture that looks about like our part, and then just dimension it the way we need to. So again, I hope you like this video. Like, link, share, or subscribe to my channel. And I'll be bringing more inventor, specifically trained videos shortly. Thanks.